In the vast landscape of history, where stories of the rise and fall of civilizations are intertwined, there's an ancient account that brings to life the tales of a majestic and resilient people. As the sun sets over the expansive savannas of Africa, we dive into stories of mighty kings and beautiful queens with rich, dark skin. The Bible, an age-old book, holds the secrets to these ancient narratives. Join us on a cinematic journey through time as we uncover stories that may have been forgotten by the world, but are forever etched in the sands of Africa. Feel free to like, comment, and follow us on YouTube as we delve into the history of our Black and African ancestors. The Bible tells us that all modern people trace their ancestry back to Noah's 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. This includes black individuals and others with dark skin, whose lineage comes from Ham, one of Noah's sons. Shem and Japheth are Ham's brothers. Shem represents Semitic peoples like Arabs, Jews, Syrians, and others, while Japheth represents Europeans and Asians. According to the Bible, the term Hamites, or Hamidi, was historically applied to those related to Ham, one of Noah's sons. In the book of Genesis, it's recounted that after the Great Flood, Noah and his 3 sons were tasked with carrying on the legacy of Adam and humanity. They had to rebuild society with only Noah, his wife, their 3 sons, and their daughters-in-law. In biblical lore, Ham, Noah's son, is known as the progenitor of African and black populations. His name is often associated with Africa, and the Book of Psalms even suggests that he was the forebearer of the ancient Egyptians. Interestingly, ancient Jewish traditions and other stories have consistently linked him to the people of Africa. Notably, the name Ham is linguistically connected to burned or dark in ancient languages like Hebrew and Aramaic, which alludes to his hair and skin color. You can explore Ham's family tree, referred to as the Hamites, in Genesis chapter 10, between lines 6 and 14. The book details Ham's children, including Kush, who became the ancestor of many African populations, and Mizraim, who was linked to the ancient Egyptians. It's worth noting that Arabs, Jews, Syrians, and others have historically referred to Egypt as Mizraim because that's what its founder called it. Additionally, Ham's other sons, like Canaan, were part of his lineage but not African. Canaan, for instance, was associated with the Canaanite people in the Middle East. Canaan is both a place and a group of people. In the Bible, names like Havilah, Sabta, Septa, Rama, Sheba, and Nimrod are descendants of Cush. Nimrod, in particular, ventured to Assyria and played a role in the development of certain cities there. He had ties to the Sumerians, who inhabited ancient Babylon. Mizraim, Ham's eldest son, is considered the progenitor of various peoples and countries, including Ethiopians. The Ethiopians, as well as the inhabitants of Nubia, formerly the kingdom of Kush, have their roots in Mizraim's lineage. These connections extend not only to Kush and Nubia, but also to regions like ancient Samaria. There's speculation that people from South India and various African nations, such as Mali, Eritrea, Kenya, Congo, and even Gabon, share this ancestral connection with Kush. The term Kush in the Bible is often associated with Ethiopia, Sudan, and Africa at large. It translates to Ethiopia or black in its original language. In the Bible, Canaan and Mizraim, or Mizrahi, are Ham's children. Mizrahi is believed to be the forefather of the ancient Egyptians and many North African populations, such as the dark-skinned Tuaregs and Berbers. Semitic people, including Arameans, Arabs, and Israelites, use the term Mizraim to refer to Egypt. This linguistic consistency across Aramaic, Arabic, and Hebrew is quite intriguing. In Psalm 78, verse 51 of the Book of Psalms, there's mention of striking the firstborn in Egypt, known as Ham's tents. Ham also had a son named Put or Foot, born after Mizraim. Put's name originates from a word denoting landmarks and is linked to hunter-gatherer clans in Africa. Put is thought to be the ancestor of the Black Libyans, and several other African peoples. Now let's address the famous Curse of Ham, or Curse of Canaan. In the past, there has been confusion surrounding what Genesis chapter 9 says about this curse. According to the Bible, when Noah became intoxicated, his son Ham didn't assist him. Instead, he informed his brothers about their father's drunken state, seemingly in jest. However, interpretations of this text vary, and it's not the focal point of our narrative. Noah placed a curse on one of Ham's descendants, Canaan. Noah's reaction may seem excessive, but in those times, respecting one's father was nearly a religious obligation. It's worth noting that Noah's inebriation was likely accidental, stemming from his cultivation of grapes, a practice that hadn't been explored before. Ham's actions did not lead to Noah's curse. Rather, it was placed upon Canaan, who was the ancestor of people living in the Middle East, known as the Canaanites. The curse did not extend to black people or Africans, it was specific to Canaan. It's crucial to clarify that interpreting the Bible as if it cursed African people is a misinterpretation and a misunderstanding. Ham, the grandfather of African and South Indian populations, lived for an extraordinarily long time, likely exceeding 600 years, just like his brother Shem. While the Bible doesn't provide an exact age, it is plausible that he lived for at least 6 centuries. The exact location of Ham's tomb remains unknown, although some theories and studies suggest it may be in Ethiopia, Nubia, or even Egypt. Egypt, with its rich history and ancient secrets, remains a mysterious possibility. The Book of Jubilees offers more insight into Ham's later years and the dynamics within Noah's family, exploring the lineages of Ham, Shem, and Japheth. According to this ancient Jewish manuscript, Ham expressed disapproval when his youngest son, Canaan, chose to settle in the land of Shem, now known as Israel. Canaan's decision was met with resistance from his father, Ham, and his brothers, Cush and Mizraim, who disagreed with his occupation of Shem's land. They believed that certain African territories were designated for Ham's descendants. However, Canaan persisted in his settlement despite the objections of his father and brothers. In the Book of Jubilees, it is also documented that Ham was the first to establish a city and a region after the flood. He named this place Maladamlak, in honor of his beloved wife. To all our viewers, we extend our gratitude for joining us on this enlightening journey. We encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that others may benefit from this exploration. Stay tuned for more engaging content in the near future.